It's Sarah and welcome to my crochet channel. Today's video I'm going to show you how to crochet the Blue Skies Slouchy hat. And I was asked to make a hat for the Hatnothate program, and I thought that I had this pattern and it would be perfect for this particular program. It whips up quick because it's all stitched in triple crochets with single crochet rows in between, and it's perfect for the girls and the boys, and I think everyone will love this hat. Now it's made to fit about a 22 to 24 inch head, but keep in mind it's a slouchy hat, so it is going to fit loose, and they're very stretchy. Now you can find this crochet pattern on my blog, and as always I'll put that link down in the notes underneath this video. To make the Blue Skies beanie, you're going to need about 3.5 ounces of any medium weight number 4 yarn. This one is stitched with cotton yarn. This is coastal cotton from Loops and Threads. It is a medium number 4 and the color is just called blue. And I really liked it because I think it looks like a stonewash denim. This hat is stitched using just an acrylic yarn that's a medium number 4. So you can use any medium number 4 yarn that you have on hand for this project. We're going to be stitching today with our eye hook, which is a 5.5 millimeter crochet hook. You'll need a needle to weave those ends in, and then you'll also need your scissors. We're going to begin with our slip knot. We're going to chain 5. And we're going to join this chain 5 into a circle. So we'll put the tail over our hook and pull it through that last loop. And then we'll make that little stay knot. If you would prefer to use the magic circle here, you certainly can. All right, I'm going to go in, pull up a loop, and chain 4. Our chain 4 counts as 1 triple crochet. We're going to stitch 11 more, so we have a total of 12. So we'll put 2 wraps over our hook. We'll go in, pull up a loop, yarn over, go through the first 2 loops, yarn over, go through the next 2, yarn over, and go through the last 2. Alrighty, now we're going to continue to stitch triple crochets until we have a total of 12, and of course that's also counting our chain 4. And these triple stitches is what makes this hat stitch up so quickly. All right, let's see how many I've stitched. Here's our chain 4, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I need to do one more. And one thing you'll notice is that I also stitched over the tail of yarn, and I'll show you why in just a second. We're going to join to the top of that 4th chain with a slip stitch. And we're going to go ahead and chain 4. Now we're going to turn this over, and we're going to gently pull on that string, and that's going to close that hole up so that we don't have a hole in the center of our hat. Now we're going to have to weave that in anyway, so we'll go ahead and weave this in, and we won't have to worry about it when we're finished with our hat. It will be taken care of. And so I'm just going to go around it a little bit more. Then we'll go back the way we came, going through stitches and fibers of our yarn. And this hat is made exactly the same whether you're using a cotton, acrylic, a blend, a wool, or whatever yarn you've chosen to use. All right, I think that's in tight enough. We'll clip that off and we won't have to worry about that end at all. And so we have 12 triple crochets. We joined to the top of our fourth chain and chained 4. For row 2, we're going to be placing 2 triple crochet stitches in each of these original 12. Our chain 4 counted as our first, and so we'll stitch another one right in that same stitch as our chain 4. Then we'll stitch 2 triple crochet stitches in each of those 12 going around. Two wraps, go in, pull up a loop, first 2, second 2, third 2. And this is what makes this hat whip up so quickly again, are these triple stitches. So I'm going to keep working around, stitching 2 triple crochet stitches in each of those 12 from our first row. We'll continue this all the way around and join back to the top of our chain 4. I've completed row 2, stitching 2 triple crochet stitches in each of the 12, so I have 24 triple crochet stitches. I'm going to join to the top of that chain 4, only this time I'm only going to chain 1. And now we're going to begin our alternating of triple crochet stitches and single crochet rows. And so for row 3, we're just going to place 1 single crochet in each of those 24 triples. So we go in, pull up a loop, yarn over, and go through both loops. 1 single crochet stitch in each of our triple crochet stitches, working all the way around. And then we'll join to our first single crochet when we get around. I completed that row of 1 single crochet in each of the triples around. I'm going to join to the first single crochet with the slip stitch, and then I'm going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Our chain 4 counts as our first triple crochet. We're going to go into the next stitch, which is, of course, we're stitching in a row of single crochets, and we're going to stitch 2 triples. Let me make sure I put 2 wraps on there. 1 and 2. There we go. And so our repeat for row 4 is 1 triple crochet in the next and 2 triple crochets in the next stitch. One triple in the next stitch and 2 triples in the next. 1 and 2. 1 and then 2 in the next. There we go. And we'll continue to repeat this all the way around, stitching 1 triple and then 2 in the next, repeat all the way around, and join back to our chain 4. I've completed row 4, stitching 1 and 2 for our repeat all the way around. I'm going to join to the top of my chain 4 with a slip stitch and only chain 1, because for row 5 we're going to do a row of single crochets again. So 1 single crochet in each of those triples around. Now for row 4 you should have 36 triple crochets. So for row 5 you'll have 36 single crochets. Because on the single crochet rows we are not increasing, we're staying the same. So for row 5 we're placing 1 single crochet in each of the triple crochet stitches around, and then we'll join back to our first single crochet. I've completed that row of single crochets. I'm going to join to my first single crochet with a slip stitch and chain 4. All right, now for row 6 we're going to do 2 and 2. Our chain 4 counts as our first triple crochet stitch, so we'll stitch a triple in the next stitch. Then we'll stitch 2 triples in the next. This is 2 and 2. And again, that's not a proper crochet term. It's just a way to help me remember what I'm supposed to be doing. All right, so we'll stitch 1 triple crochet in the next 2 stitches. 1 and 2. Then we'll stitch 2 triple stitches in the next. 1 and 2. And that's our repeat for row 6. 1 triple in the next 2 and 2 triples in the next. We'll repeat this, working all the way around, and join back to our chain 4. I've completed row 6 of stitching 1 double crochet in the next 2 and 2 in the next. I've joined to the top of my chain 4 and I'm only going to chain 1 because row 7 is just a row of single crochets. 1 single crochet in each of those triples around. And for row 6, you should have 48 triple crochets. And then for row 7, you're going to have 48 single crochets. Because remember, on our single crochet rows, we're not increasing, we're just stitching 1 single crochet in each of the triples around. We'll continue this on around and join back to our first single crochet. I stitched my 1 single crochet in each of my triples around. I joined to my first single crochet and chained 4. Now for row 8, we're not going to do any more increases. We're just going to place 1 triple in each of the single crochets around. No more increasing. 1 triple crochet in each single crochet around. And so I'll continue working around my slouchy hat for row 8, stitching 1 triple crochet in each of the single crochets around, and then I'll join back to the top of my chain 4. I completed that row of 1 triple crochet in each of my single crochet stitches. I joined to the top of my chain 4 and I chained 1, and we're going to stitch again 1 row of single crochets, stitching 1 single crochet in each of the triple crochet stitches around. Now, if you're looking at your slouchy hat and you're thinking, oh, it looks just a little bit big, that's the way it's supposed to look. It's supposed to be a roomy hat, and when we put the band on when we're finished, it'll kind of cinch it in just a little bit so that it fits nicely. So don't worry if it seems like it's coming out just a little bit big. It is supposed to be big and loose. So I'm going to continue working around, stitching 1 single crochet in each of those triple crochet stitches around. I completed that row of single crochet. I joined to my first single crochet and then I chained 4. And so what we're going to do is we're going to continue to repeat row 8 and row 9 3 more times. You'll do 3 more rows of the triple stitches with 3 rows of the single crochet afterwards. So we'll be repeating rows 8 and row 9 3 more times. So I have repeated row 8 and row 9 3 more times, and that makes me end on row 15, which is a single crochet row. One thing you can do at this point is if you feel like you want it to be longer, if maybe you have a lot of hair that you want to put up inside your slouchy hat, you can add more rows or more repeats of row 8 and row 9 if you want to. So what we're going to do is we're going to add 2 more rows of single crochet just to give the band of the hat a little bit of pull in so that it fits nicely on your head. All right, so we'll chain 1. We joined our first single crochet and we're going to chain 1, and now we're just going to place 1 single crochet in each of the single crochets around, and then we'll join to the first single crochet, we'll chain 1, and we'll repeat so that we have 2 rows of single crochet added, which will give us a total of 3 rows of single crochet for the bottom of the hat or the hat band. I do recommend that you pull this in just a little bit tighter, and if you're having trouble pulling it in a little bit tighter, you can always go down to an H hook, which is a 5mm, where this one is a 5.5, in order to get that band just a little bit tighter. I don't switch hooks because I think I can get it pulled in. It's just a little bit because the hat is very loose fitting and we want that band to be nice and snug. All right, so I'm going to continue on around, stitching 1 single crochet in each single crochet. Then I'm going to join to that first single crochet, chain 1, and repeat. I've completed those 2 additional rows of single crochet, and that gives me a nice tight band to hold my hat in place. Now, if you want your band to be even wider, you can add more rows of single crochet if you want to. That's the neat thing about this hat, is it's very versatile. All right, so I've joined to my first single crochet. I'm going to cut my yarn, We're going to pull that loop to the inside so it makes a nice pretty edge. There we go, and tie off to the back. Now, we're going to take our needle and weave that in. So here are our blue sky slouchy hats in acrylic bright blue and a denim looking cotton. And so like I said, you can use any medium number 4 yarn for this project. And like I said also, it doesn't have to be blue.